Tri-City Sports Now, it's race week. Tomorrow I will be talking to our old friend Jay Bonkowski, NBCSports.com. He has written a book. He ranks Bristol in the top 3 of tracks. He likes the stuff that's around it. I would have loved to have talked to Richard Sander. I will eventually. About that because, of course, ETSU moving their basketball games from the Mini Dome to Freedom Hall, basically from a standpoint of things to do out other than the game, middle of nowhere is Freedom Hall. Nothing around it but people screaming, "Get off my lawn," and Science Hill High School, which then makes the university look like a subservient to a high school. That's not good. But no, there is that he likes the stuff around it, the camping. I mean, yeah, you'll see around this time. I remember driving, down from the Volunteer Highway, Volunteer Parkway, I guess. And what would you see? But, people from the campsite going to the various, they'd be going from the various convenience stores and such. You know who's calling me here? Hold on. Richard Sander, where have you been?
Hey, Marky, I'm sorry. I just forgot. I'm just a dumbass. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm glad you said that because, I got 3 minutes here, and it's not enough to get into what I really wanted to talk to you about and all this. So I'd like to be able to reschedule next week. So let's stay, if you could stay on the line after 2. But I'll go with this here. Just tell me, what have you been doing here, since your retirement? I see you're tweeting about ETSU a lot, and you're golfing with Phil Fulmer. But what is your role now with the ETSU athletic department, if anything?
Yeah, well, I've got a title assistant to the president and board of trustees. So basically, I kind of am around just in case Scott or Dr. Nolan, have a question or just want to get somebody that has a little bit different perspective or just, an old guy who's seen a few things, So that's kind of one of the things that I do. And then, I started a doctoral program, I guess, 3.5 years ago in an area called Global Sports Leadership. So I deal with that too. So it's a neat program. We have about 40 students in it right now. So those things kind of keep me a little bit busy, but it's good to be around and, just kind of around to help out whenever I can if they need. Like I said, if you're old enough, usually you've seen something that might have happened that you could use a little experience to, share some thoughts and ideas. So that's kind of what I'm doing.
Were you involved at all in the Sanders suspension? Randy Sanders suspended for a week during spring practice, head football coach.
No, I really wasn't. I really wasn't. Actually,
okay.
When all that happened, I was, at the Final Four down in San Antonio. So the president called and told me about it, but, it had pretty much, the course had already been basically set by the time I heard about it. So really didn't have much say or didn't really know too much about it.
I wanted to get more in depth. I've got a minute left, but since you were at the Final Four, one of the news is that one of your former employees, I've got to ask this, Jeff Capel, was hired as the head basketball at Pitt. You gave him his start at Virginia Commonwealth, I believe, back in 2002. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Quickly, what was it about Capel that you thought was going to make him a good head coach?
Well, Jeff was a really good player at Duke, and he also, his dad had been a very successful college coach. His dad had coached at Old Dominion for a number of years and had been at Fayetteville State, had been an assistant at Wake Forest. So, Jeff, I think when I hired him, he was 27. In coaching years, he was a whole lot older than that because, he kind of grew up in it. Plus, the other thing was, I knew we had really good players coming back at VCU, so I just needed somebody that could really kind of, just kind of head them in the right direction and really get them to play together. And, he had their respect. So knowing that, I knew we'd be pretty successful because we had good players. We just needed somebody that could lead them and, do what it took to win. And, of course, Coach Cable playing for, Coach K, he had a pretty good idea what it took to get that done. So Jeff was great. And, he's a
So that's right there. Well, I got 3 minutes here, and so that's going to be the end right here of